What's up, everyone? Beast Mode back here with another video, and it has been a long time. I wanted to get one more video out before 2024 is over. Quick, just a few things before we get into the actual video. Edison War League is going to start in February, but signups are starting January 4th for teams who made the playoffs, January 5th for new teams. So if you guys want to play, make sure that you form a team and get signed up on January 5th. We are capping it this season because we don't want there to be 35 weeks. So there will be a cap on teams. Join the Discord server in the description. That's how you join the War League, and then you can see the policy and the announcement there. Also, there will be some Edison War League merchandise that has nothing to do with me. I'm not doing anything with it, but one of the administrators, Katz, is working with making some league shirts and whatnot, and all the proceeds are going to go to the pot essentially for the winning team. We will be contributing to format library so we can partake and give out Edison World Championship invites, which is what this video is going to be about. So if you want to join War League, get into the server, make a team, start working on that. Signups are going to be opening up next week, and this is season 3. It's always fun. There's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of top players. All of the top players in the game essentially play, and it should be a lot of fun. Now, the main point of the video today is that this is my top 16. I think I got 13th place at Edison World Championship, was about 2 weeks ago, and there was about 70 players. These are the best players in the game. You have to be invited to play in this. Edison War League, the winning team, was invited. There were invites throughout the year, various tournaments. In-person tournaments are also giving out invites. So this is the cream of the crop, the best of the best players. I think I went 5-2 with 7 rounds, and I got 13th place with Offering Zombies. A quick tournament recap is kind of what I like to do with these videos. I almost didn't even play because I hadn't been playing much Edison. I really was taking a break, especially from Offering Zombies. I had not played this deck in 3 months since RBT New York, which was in September. So I was like, you know what? I earned the invite. I want to play. I should play something that doesn't require a lot of thinking. I almost went with the Machina deck, and I went back to Old Faithful because even this deck requires a lot of practice. You have to really be on your game, but I've been playing it so long, I felt that it would be like riding a bike. It was not like riding a bike. So I went with this list here. I've made some changes from other lists. Definitely cut down on, we cut the Illblood, mainly not because I think Illblood is bad. I actually think it's better than the third Caius. It's just that when you play Illblood, you have to be very clean and crisp with your combos. You cannot be messing things up because you'll end up just like losing the game if you miss sequence a combo. And when you play Illblood, you're really more drawn to making combos with the deck. Like you will bring out Illblood more frequently, which makes you combo more often. And I just was not in the right frame of mind. I did not have the practice to be able to make those plays consistently. I knew that, so I just went with easy: see Caius, draw Caius, play Caius. Not that hard, and it's a good card. So I went with that. I cut down on a Dust Tornado or something along, or Deep Prison, and we went with Double Compulse in the main. I actually did not use this much throughout the whole tournament, but I knew there'd be a lot of value in this event. This card is really good in the sense that it's just chainable to Nobleman if you set something, Brain Control. It just gives you an out. I think it's better than Wing Blast more often because it's just not many cards in this deck you actually really want to discard aside from Plague and Mizuki and occasionally a zombie for the one Book of Life, but we went with Double Compulse, felt like a good meta call, and went with the main deck 1 Legacy. That could be that's a flex spot essentially. Sideboard always changes before every event. Double DD Assailant, whereas mainly there for Blackwing, just to kind of side deck out of some of these small bodies like Reaper and or Tomato or both, and just try to get some bigger bodies in. Breaker as well. I actually side decked in Breaker against Blackwing. It's not the best card, but it was just an option to try to get down on some of the lower level or lower attack monsters. Double Crow. I almost feel like Crow is just, it's probably necessary, but so many times you just don't put this card in. And like I do feel like the one matchup you want to put it in against value is so hit or miss, because like if you don't literally draw value to stop the early deck dev play, it's just dies to deck Debbie. So I don't know. I'm like hit or miss on this card. Dyne is needed for frogs, Kaiku, frogs value. We went with heavy in the side. You always got to have heavy somewhere. Double smashing because I knew that the Titanial deck had just done well at a big event, and this is like just the best out to. It's also just generally good to side deck into certain matchups that you just have like you're like, oh, this card is awful against this deck, or this card or whatever is just awful against this deck, and you just need to get it out of the main board. Smashing can go in; it doesn't really hurt you at all. Good against absolute zero, stuff like that. So one soul release mainly for frogs and for the plant deck, and it's really not even that great against the plant deck because you can, if you hit titaniums and stuff, they will DDR them back or whatever. But it's good against if you hit the actual Amaryllis dust because you can't leave home without a few of those, and double pulling for frogs. We have just the generic synchros here. I always play Doom Kaiser. Pretty much can never cut this card. And we went with Armoriom. I think that's pretty much necessary because of how many frogs there are. You need to have a mind control target and be able to synchro away the dupe frog. So pretty standard list in terms of what I've always been playing. I know I'm probably the only person left playing Offering Zombie. I've been the only person that's really been playing Offering Zombie. But I still believe that this is one of the best versions of zombies to play, and that's why I took it for my Edison World Championship run. I think I played 4 Blackwings during that tournament. I played. I honestly can't even remember all the decks I played. I do have one match we can go over really quickly here. It was not particularly the greatest match by myself here. I did not play 100%, but this was the last round of Swiss. This is round 7. Winner here has a shot at making top 8. So I'm just going to run through this really quick, and then there's a really cool play that happens with Offering, and it lets you kind of showcases why Offering is really strong. I just want to see the opening hand here. So my hand is actually really good. I have an out to a summon, and I have the Goblin Zombie, but of course, like, you can already see where this is going, right? It's going to be pretty obvious. So I already have a bottomless play, so I'm thinking to myself, if I set Goblin, set bottomless, like, I'm praying for just Shura to hit the field. Even Whirlwind Shura, I don't care that much as long as I can bottomless, and then I can literally next turn set up a big push and maybe OTK. But as you can see, that's just all fantasy, and that's never going to happen. And, like, my opponent's drawing out of this world. It's insanity, and that's why, like, Blackwings are just like literally heavy. It just has everything, and this happens. That's why, like, Blackwings are such a great deck because you literally just have free wins like this. Like, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do here. They even go into the dark end play, which I'm not even sure if this is correct all the time. I'll be honest with you. A lot of Blackwing players seem to do this because depending on the list, you're not guaranteed to actually hit a recruiter. Like, my list specifically does play one, so it plays 4 recruiters, and then it plays double Goblin Sangan, so it's slightly higher odds that you will hit a recruiter. But if you're playing against, like, some of the, like, hero builds that play 2, maybe 3 Pyramid Turtle, it's a 50-50 chance that you might just hit a floater. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the right play or not, but I don't know. Let's see. So again, things are still working out. So I'm looking at my hand here. I'm like, okay, I'm perfect right now. If they literally just pass, that would be like the best case scenario because I probably can just win because I can literally Zombie Master out the Plague and make a Synchro, drop Dock Arm, and just go off. Or, don't have Bottomless. Don't have Royal Oppression, but again, I wouldn't be that lucky. They have everything, and this game's just going to go downhill. There's nothing I can do here. That's like the most broken draw they can have. They literally just drew, busted, countered everything I had, and that's some of the downfall. That's really the big downfall of zombies. Like, this card just shuts down our whole deck, and we can't play, and they're just getting a million Whirlwood searches, and this game's over. So we will finish this out. It's about another turn. Brain Control even to kill the Reaper, so I can't stall. You name it, they got it. And the slamming MSTs, it's unreal. And that happened. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little tilted after that game because I was like, that was just bananas. And then I draw my opening hand and it looks like this. Don't even ask me what's going on here because this is like last round of a tournament you've been playing and you're trying to make a top cut and then you draw like that. And again, as you can see, my opponent has Whirlwind to start the game. And again, we don't have free wins like that, so we have to grind for every win with this deck, and that's why it's so tiring and it's hard to play 100%. I just don't have a choice but to bottomless this here because they're just going to get free Whirlwind searches and you're just going to be so far behind. So at this point, I'm just drawing more and more poop and I can't do anything. And they're slamming Shuras and Whirlwinds, and they got Brain. So I don't know what to do here. I just summon a turtle and try to swing for the fences. I figure at least I got Book of Life. I have a call. I'm sure they have Royal Oppression is what I think, but they don't actually have it. Brain Control here, and Another whirlwind search. Yeah. Um, I think I call here. I don't remember if they actually search the Gale. I don't think I know about the Gale. I could be wrong, but I search here, and then they actually make another Dark End because that's like the fan favorite play. And we're just gonna. I guess I could have just not alert here. I think I thought about this for a little bit. Maybe I just summon and like half and try to attack, but I'm like pretty. My confidence is pretty low that anything is going to work here. I'm kind of in the rut right now. I'm like down and out more or less, and I'm just kind of probably not playing the best, to be honest with you, because I'm just, as you can see, like this game is just not going my way. This match has not been going my way, and it's hard to get out of that sometimes, which is something I got to really figure out how to deal with. I know we all kind of get into this mood more or less, and you're just like, oh, this ain't gonna work, that's not gonna work. Where you got to still make the proper plays. So I think here I'm just trying to crash. I'm not even sure what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, so we just crash so we can, because if we don't, they will just dark end and kill the pyramid turtle. So we're just trying to put a floater on board here, and which could potentially set us up because we have the offering. So I think that's what I'm going for. They actually do pop it, which is interesting. We are going to torrential, which is worked out for us. So right here is the kind of a cool play, and it wasn't even sequenced 100%, but so we know each other's list here. So that's something I forgot to tell you, is that anybody who made day 2, all of their lists were posted. It was open deck list, and they do that on the Discord because they don't want people to like have their team pretty much be watching all the matches and sending all the replays and like spectating, and it was just like an unfair advantage. So to just eliminate people staying up at 2 in the morning and watching random matches to try to like get intel, they just posted deck lists, and there's all the replays are posted so you can see everything. So I know what my opponent's playing. I'm pretty certain they're not on Gores, and I'm pretty certain that they are on just 2D Prison. I could be wrong. I don't remember. It's been a couple weeks. It's a Blackwing deck, so they're all kind of similar. But anyway, excuse me, we're going to go here. We're just going to let it rip, and we're going to test. So we're testing the water here. Any royal oppression, they probably just royal oppression there. No royal oppression. So in my mind, I'm saying this is probably bottomless. I'm not sure if he played torrential. I don't remember, but some decks do play torrential. It's a little sneaky. So we're just making a synchro here. And then I always say, when you're testing for things or checking for things, typically we bring out the Gaia first to see if we can bait a bottomless. And good players will not bottomless this card, and I know that. But terrible players will just bottomless this card, and then you're just free to do a bunch of your synchros. So this player here actually has bottomless, but does not do it. But this doesn't change the fact that I still think they have bottomless face down, because like this is not a threat, especially where you have Blizzard, because you can just Goyo over this and take it. So at this point, I'm gonna sit here and try to do offering combos, and that's another thing that's a problem with offering, is that when you start trying to combo for game, you actually already are like set up subpar, because if I bring out Goyo here, which is a far better synchro to make, they just bottomless, right? So then I can't OTK. Or Brio, they'll just bottomless. So in this situation here, you're kind of throwing things out and you're testing the water, and you don't really know if you can OTK at any given time until some of the plays start sticking. So it's very fluid as you're doing it, so you have to kind of think while every single time you search a card or play a card, it could change the way the combo is going. And it gets very confusing, and then you almost don't remember what you're doing anymore. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I still think bottomless is down there. But I remember with something popped in my brain, despite the tilt, I was in tilt mode. I said, I can make bottomless mistiming and torrential mistiming here. So this is how you do it with offering. So we pay 500. We set the goblin, and then what we do is you can pay to infinity and beyond with ultimate offering. You just, if you have a hand, you have to reveal to your opponent that you can't actually resolve the effect. So for example, if you have 3 cards in your hand, 2 of them are summable, like you can actually summon the monsters, and you paid 1,500 life points 3 times, then you would have to summon the monsters from your hand. But in this case, I don't have a hand, so you can technically pay 13 times if you like, and then you just can't resolve the other effects. So in this, and then chain, so Caius will come out chain link 2, and it misses. Bottomless is not going to be able to be activated here. I do miss sequence this because I actually target the Black Whirlwind when I really should be targeting the face down here, because if this is D prison, I can't win the game. I was, again, very confident that it probably wasn't, even though I shouldn't have been. So the mistake here is I should not be targeting Black Whirlwind. I should be targeting the face down. And they tried a bottomless, which obviously shows us information, but they can't because it was chain link 2. And then I'm going to do it again with the Zombie Master. We paid twice. So we resolve chain link 2. We bring out Zombie Master. Chain link 1 tries to resolve and can't because there's nothing there to do. And they missed the bottomless timing. So at this point, we steal a game that we had no business stealing because of Ultimate Offering. Again, it wasn't clean at all. There was definitely some missequencing there. Could have done things maybe a little bit better if I sat here and stare at it, but I'm surprised I was even able to get this done, despite how, I was kind of in a little bit of a mood, not going to lie. So we win that game, luckily. Somehow we get there. Ultimate Offering. A lot of people don't know all the rules of Ultimate Offering. It can be challenging, and honestly, I thought last second about it, and that was a path to victory. So our opponent opens Whirlwind again. That's pretty good. Our hand is not super spectacular, but we are here, and again, I'm not too happy about this. So we already see what's happening here, right? They do that turn 1. That's a deck Devi play, but ultimately my hand's not terrible for deck Devi. Sure, we lose a Sangan, and we are just going to literally play Beatdown with Mizuki, and we're going to play Protect Mizuki because we're under deck Devi, and we can't let anything hit the board, and we're just going to try to win the game that way. So this is a good play here. They set the dust off of they set D-Prison off of dust. So I can't actually even D-Prison if I want. And at this point, Dust Tornado. I'm not going to Dust Tornado after end phase because that card could be live. So they actually just protect the D-Prison. That was a heads up play, honestly. It was a pretty good play there. And because I end up dusting one of the new sets because they can't chain it, and they could potentially have chained to D-Prison. So that was a heads up play by my opponent. Kudos for that. So they know every card I have. They know every card I've drawn, and they have the D-Prison. So now it's kind of a top deck war here, but they have Whirlwind, so I'm at a disadvantage. They do know that I have Torrential, so this is keeping them at bay. This card's terrible to draw here because they know it's there. So it's terrible, but in a sense, it also might be decent because they can't overcommit to the field because they know I have Heavy. So that's number 1. Number 2, they also can't summon because they know I have Torrential. So at some point, they're going to have to try to bait a Torrential here. It would be my guess. I believe they know Bottomless too, yeah. So they know I have 2 cards. So at this point, we're obviously just going to Bottomless. Maybe Torrential's better. Probably not. You want to keep the 4s out of the graveyard. I don't know if it matters much. It might. Yeah, probably Torrential there because then we could Bottomless a Sirocco. But I don't know about Sirocco. So anyway, I'm not going to sit here and nitpick everything. So we're drawing complete crap, but ultimately the deck Devi only hit Sangan, that's like the best case scenario for us. I'm drawing completely dead, and they have a Royal Oppression now that they can't set because they know I have Heavy. I think at this point I let the Allure rip. So Breaker is convenient. Again, this card's not always that great against Blackwing, but I don't know. I felt like it was better than drawing a Spirit Reaper, so we are going to hit something. I think we hit the Whirlwind. Yep. And now this opens up. We are opened up to Sirocco. I think I, again, Mirror Force just to play Protect the Breaker because, again, pretty low. And I still have Torrential to back me up here. So what do I do here? So this here, I actually get, I think it was here. Is this the play? No. So they D-Prison, and they're setting some. So what do I do here? We just attack. Okay. So at this point, I think I'm going to try to win the game. I actually wanted to... What do I do here? Let's see. Oh, heads up play again. My opponent knows it's Starlight Road, of course. And so they just Icarus to... so I can't even chain my own Starlight Road to negate my my Heavy Storm here because they chain the Icarus, so I can't chain to that. And they don't target 2 of my cards. They only target 1. So that's heads up. It doesn't ultimately matter. I think it's a 3 for 3. But we go Goblin Beats, and again, they got Sirocco. So this game's getting really close. We're going back and forth here. But I have Brain Control, so I'm in a very good position. We're going to search. And I was reading maybe deck dev that they have drawn, so I wanted to search Zombie Master just because it's a big body here. And fortunately, my opponent doesn't even have to make me make a decision here. So we could have attacked, dropped Caius, we could have summoned the Zombie Master and attacked with both. But anyway, I don't know if I particularly played 100% there. I can guarantee you I did not. I definitely with the Offering play, but did get to see a little bit of how Offering gets to make things miss timing and it's very hard card to play with. I don't know all the intricacies, especially with 3 month hiatus. Like that's why I didn't even really want to play the deck. But it takes a lot of practice. I'm sure players that are much better, higher skill level than me can really make this deck work a lot better. But I try my best. I've had some success with this deck. I've topped, I think, 2 tournaments this year with it. I went 7-2 at Nats. I think I got like 20th place at Nats out of 500 players with this deck. I've got, I don't know, 5-2 at the Edison World. So very close. You just need a game or a match to break your way. And you just saw Black Wings that literally drew Whirlwind every game, and we were able to steal a win with. That's one of our toughest matchups. So I wanted to get a quick video out before the end of the year. I wanted to talk about Edison War League, and make sure you hop in the server. The server link will be in the Discord below. Get a team ready. It's super fun. Highest competitive. Like, you're not going to find more competitive Edison format. Like, no way. The games are great. Even if you don't want to play, you can watch all the replays. There's a lot of chat that goes on. A lot of players that just know so much about the game, and they're just so great. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one.